Do you think that AI is, you mentioned it's just a new technology, a powerful technology. It's not that different than other technologies in the past. So do you think that there is any kind of bigger challenge for an entrepreneur going with an AI product? Or it's like just another technology that you need to, I don't know, just to learn and understand?
Each technology has its own cons and cons or challenges. If you are an entrepreneur that doing quantum computing, you have challenge if you do quantum computing today. If
Yeah.
you try to do I don't know um, um, synthetic protein, synthetic meat, synthetic eggs, you have challenges. It's question where are the challenges. If you are a product company like Monday, you probably don't have a technology engineering or technology challenge, and the challenge lies in some place sales, good product, marketing, something else. In AI, it's in many cases is a research problem. These tools are not mature as we would like them to be. It's a data issue challenge. How can I get to the data? And it's a talent challenge in many cases.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe the last one that I mentioned is how you take an AI and make it a product. It's also usually not easy task. It's not
Yeah.
one to one.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. So, what if somebody would come to you and say, "Okay, I'm thinking about a solution. I'm a starting entrepreneur." What would you tell him? Like what would be the next tip that you would give him in order to start his way as an entrepreneur?
In AI or in general?
You could say like both. Hmm.
Um, I think that my main tip, not the tech tip, not the technological tip, will be spend as much as time as you can to understand the problem that you want to solve and the market that you want to serve. Um, Once you start the journey, it's possible, but it's harder to change the market, and it's even harder to change the problem you want to solve. And don't run. This thing takes times, months to really understand what are you trying to solve and to whom and why, and how much
Yeah.
they will willing to pay, and what kind of alternative solution they have. Don't rush yourself.
Yeah.
Um, AI wise, it's a tricky. It's really tricky because if this entrepreneur understand AI, then he probably knows what he's doing. He knows what is AI, and then the discussion will be how you make sure you reduce the time to market, even though that you have research and AI, etc., etc. The problem is with the entrepreneur with great idea, which need AI, but they don't understand an AI, and this is hard. This is hard because develop AI and develop and doing engineering, it's not the same thing. And here I'm
Hmm.
trying to convince them that engineering and AI is not the same thing, and bring a talent as soon as you can to do the AI, and let him the freedom to work because it's not engineering.
Yeah. So you think it's a different way of understanding the problem. So a usual, I would say, developer would not see the problem or would not be capable of solving this problem. This is what you're saying.
It's a different methodology. If we would ask the same question about hardware, it was clear that the way to develop hardware and develop software is different. No one,
Right.
no one would surprise when I'm saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the way to develop AI or machine learning and the way to develop engineering is also different
I
because
see.
it's not the same way of doing the right architecture and engineering and to think of scale and to be efficient. It's different. The thing that you need to build are different. The expected output of the expected output from AI researcher after 3 weeks is different than what you expect from an engineer.
So you're saying that the timeline, so it needs more time, to create a good AI solution, and that may be a challenge. But for me, as I see it, it sounds like this buzzword that you're saying we're doing an AI. Everybody's using it, even if they're just doing some kind of an automatic solution, whatever, and they call it AI. And how would you define something that is AI and it's not AI? So most people would not really know what is the difference, but you as someone who comes from there, you would say that almost every company would say this word somewhere in their pitch, right?
We're doing AI, blockchain, virtual reality on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of buzzwords. I think that many company don't really need AI at the beginning. It's too expensive, too complicated, too risky. They don't need it. And in many cases, what they do in some kind of rule machine. If this happened, do this. If this happened, do that. And in many cases, this is what they need to do. If their company is not a pure AI play, a tech, why bother? Why invest all of this? All of these resources to do it. And by the way, in many cases, you hear in due diligence and things like that, we collect all the data and then we will monetize the data because we have AI, which means that we have a lot of data, we have no clue what to do with it, and we hope that someone will pay for us on it. Usually,
of course.
in many of the cases, you can start with a simple rule-based decision, and that's it. If you do want to do AI and you need it, then you need to invest a lot of time in the infrastructure. How are you going to train it? How to make sure that your training will not accumulate all of your seed money? How are you going to measure it? The measurement of the results are critical. How you balance between something which is showed that it might work, give you a hint that you're in the right direction, but you do it fast, versus something that will give a good results in production, but it's risky and will take you a lot of time. How you make, what do you do in failure cases? It's statistic. It will not be 100% working in the first year, probably. Sometimes even more than that. So what is your failure strategy? All of these questions are not relevant when you just develop engineering-wise product. Engineering-wise product.
And do you think that it's only a buzzword, or like investors want to hear this word in many cases, I think. Does it make sense that they are impressed by that, or you think it's just overused and that's it?
One thing that I learned in the last 2.5 years is that good investors, really understand what you're saying. They don't know how to build it, they don't know how to do it, but they can evaluate the level of risk and the level of bullshit of what you're saying. And they are bullshit detector investor, good investor. So if you tell them that, and then we collect all the data and monetize it, and you don't really know how to do it, and you don't even have a plan to understand how you will do it in the future, they will get it. So usually I would not recommend to say something which is not true to investor. Not a good practice in general.
Yeah, but I feel like in general, when you're saying the word AI, it's like, wow, this is futuristic. This is like the next thing. This is the future. And maybe it's a hype, and maybe like half a year from now or a year from now it will be different. But right now, it's a very good word to say. And I guess that and if you're really doing AI, let's take that into consideration. it's something that sounds like a very good start for a startup.
That's true, but then you need to also to take it one level deeper.